We've seen a day after the outrage in Gulf countries, India being conciliatory, a very different India today with the Organization of Islamic Cooperation States.
Well, today we've seen that another Gulf country, Oman, which had already tweeted about this or issued a statement, has also taken it up with the Indian ambassador there about these controversial statements. But India today, the Ministry of External Affairs actually hit back both at the Organization of Islamic Countries as well as Pakistan, although it has only allowed the embassies in Qatar, in Kuwait and elsewhere to specifically respond to the very strong statements made by these individual countries. So India very strongly hitting back at the OIC as well as Pakistan today. But domestically, what's interesting, Sonia, is that politically also the BJP is facing a lot of headwinds, backlash from the opposition, whether it's Rahul Gandhi, who's tweeted on this today, Rama Rao, the TRS, we've seen left leaders and others very strongly, attacking the BJP for this. The BJP, however, is silent. We haven't heard anything from the party since yesterday, except for that letter that Arun Singh of the party had put out on the party respecting all religions and, not tolerating any insults to any religion, etc. So party spokespersons are quiet. Even, traditional party supporters who come on television, etc., they are also very quiet. Normally, you do see them hitting back, when opposition leaders tweet or make statements. But, clearly everyone's kind of lying low because there is a lot at stake as far as India's relationships with these countries are concerned.
In fact, India, I wanted to ask on that, is this now something which India feels that we have weathered the diplomatic storm? And also, why was India, you've seen Manish Sisodiya saying that, that why is India responding to Qatar, it's such a small country, but why is India treading so carefully with the Gulf countries?
There are many reasons for that. One, you have a population of 6.5 million Indians who live in these Gulf countries. So, there is a significant sort of Indian population there. Secondly, as far as, trade and economic ties are concerned, India, for example, imports nearly 40% of its gas needs from Qatar. So Qatar, therefore, becomes a very important partner for India. And then if you look at trade between India and the Gulf countries like Saudi Arabia, UAE, Bahrain, Kuwait, etc., it's worth some, $87 billion, and it was up by nearly 30% last year from the previous year. So these are important economic trading partners. They're important strategic partners. Prime Minister Modi has actually personally invested in better ties with these countries. If you look at his first international visits this year in January, they were to Kuwait and to the UAE. And that was important symbolically that the Prime Minister chose to make Gulf countries his first destination, especially, after the pandemic. Therefore, for India, there is a lot at stake.
And in fact, right now also as we speak, the Vice President Venkaiah Naidu is in Qatar. So we'll just show you those pictures of the Vice President in Qatar currently. And the point also, Nidhi, you're making that the OIC and the fact that India feels that perhaps a Pakistan agenda is at play here with the OIC statements.
That would, I think, go without saying that obviously Pakistan, and the ISI would look to fish in troubled waters. There'll be, a lot of the hashtags that you see. There'll be genuine anger, of course, against what the BJP spokesperson said, but a lot of them will also be driven by, Pakistani handles that would be looking to fish in troubled waters. But while India may feel, that this is a storm that, will eventually die down, I think what's been made clear with this incident is that, a lot of the domestic rhetoric that we see, particularly on television channels, but what our leaders say, it is going to have diplomatic consequences as well. Even today, the AFP is sending us pictures and stories of how Indian products are being pulled off supermarket shelves in Kuwait, for example. So there are consequences to this. And will this now lead to new red lines on these issues? We just have to wait and see.
Right. And in fact, Nidhi, that point we're making about also oil.